How did we meet? I guess it would have to be It's Okay.
Mhm,
It's Okay on Queen in Augusta.
mhm.
Yeah, I pulled up on you. I think you liked one of my posts and whatnot from one of the last projects I had putting out, and I introduced myself and kind of just got the first familiar sense of each other from there.
It's facts. The joint that he's referencing is that joint from Astro Mega in Sport. And yeah, I think the first time I heard that is when I started hearing like mentions of your name. And I think there was another Wednesday and a studio session with Eric separately. So like this is during the time that you were making the joint with Eric. I was hearing about that through him, and I was also hearing about the project with you and Celine through Celine. So like definitely a lot of uh, a lot of cosigns before I was actually able to meet you.
Yeah, yeah. That's what's so good. Recording process, shit. From what I remember, it was, I don't know, it was seamless. Um, what you sent me two joints to start off with, or
I sent you the first pack, and you sent me back two joints, and I was like, okay, yeah, like these are fire.
yeah,
Those joints were Satisfactory, which was the first part before we got the Nyiam feature,
yeah.
and you also sent me
Something to cry about.
something to cry
Something to
about.
cry about. Yeah,
And that's when I was like, okay, yeah, like these are fire.
yeah,
We came back to the crib and let him go through the vaults, picked up another four,
yeah.
and after sending that to him, I got the fucking recordings back in 2 days. So you gotta explain that.
That process, that particular I mean, instance in the recording process. I mean, it's how I approach all my shit. Like, went to his crib. The pack he first sent me and the two beats I grabbed from that. Those inspired me. Heard him shits. I was like, yo, right then and there, put the pen to the pad or the fingers to the fucking touch screen and just like went in and went over to your crib, showed them to you. We actually started on another like a joint we have that we traded bars off on.
Yep.
Um,
Moment of silence.
Moment of silence, yeah. While the night I came to pick the rest of the beats, and we started that. It's funny because we started that, we didn't finish it. We didn't even start recording because we thought we needed more bars. Fast forward, we're trying to finish that song. I think you put like one more bar down or something. It's like, yo, it's fine, it's good enough. Let's just record it.
Yep.
But yeah, I grabbed the rest of the beats and like took them back to the crib, heard them shits. Well, I mean, replayed them because I already heard them. And then yeah, and just went in on it. Had them back to you ASAP. And the process was real quick. You know what I mean? Like quick turnaround. But that's the whole thing. Efficiency is key.
Facts.
Efficiency is key. Yeah. There's a story behind the project. Well, I guess during the recording, well, not during the recording, well, yeah, during the recording process, the feedback you were giving me, um, you told me that you felt that I had come a little more personal and more introspective on the projects and whatnot. And I agree with you. I'm like, you know what? These songs, I am taking a different approach. I always try to take a different approach with the shit I record, but I was really on some introspective shit with this one. So I'm like, yo, originally it was called Reflection Eternal, um, but we just switched it around, Eternal Reflection, and you know what I mean. That's what I.
Honestly, I think that makes up most of the story. Like from my POV, when it came to like actually like doing the final production, the engineering for the process, like I was able to see a lot of these kind of like snapshots that gave me a better understanding about you as a person and as an artist. So like when we came to like figuring out, okay, how are we gonna name everything? Reflection Eternal was the first thing that came up to mind, and then after that, I was like, yeah, let's just flip it because I know. Which, funny enough, you were just watching that fucking Rhythm Roulette. Shout out to High Tech and fucking Talib, but different era, different thing. I feel like it definitely reflects you very well, and you have some standout moments on there. I think.
It's you know, it's out there for the universe, for eternity. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
If you were to choose your favorite song off of the project, what would it be?
My favorite song off the project, I think hands down, has to be Low Sport. Um, it's funny because like I haven't been too crazy on polo these days, especially new polo. But you know, I always have an affinity for like the vintage stuff, the vintage pieces, the stuff with history and things like that. So when I made the song, I was coming from a standpoint where you know I had been done this already, so I wasn't trying to harp on too many specific things within the brand. I was just trying to, you know, showcase my love of you know fashion and just like putting pieces together and you know like I put the words together and whatnot. So if you listen to it, you know I have some sprinkles about polo. I have a little thing I say about Issei Miyake. So touching on different things, but nah, like when I heard that beat and the beat was called Fly Low, what is it called?
Fly Low
Fly Low
Fleas.
Fleece. Yeah, the beat was called Fly Low Fleece. From right there, you know, I heard the beat skip at the beginning and then drop. It was like, you know, call me Jiggy with the Fly Low Fleece. I rock a fly low piece. I'm in your city trying to find low heat. You know what I mean? So it just came to me and shit. You know what I mean? And that was like a lot of the songs, you know, a lot of the songs that I had recorded. Like, heard the beat and the shit just like came out of me like, you know what I mean? Like it was, you know what I mean? Like it was a, nah.
Honestly, that's pretty, like, I think that makes sense. Low Sport is definitely a really crazy moment. Originally, Fly Low Fleece was one of the, it was a part of the first batch of joints that I made for Smoke Sound Radio. And even afterwards, like when we finished the project, Six came through to the crib and he heard Low Sport and he was like, "Bro, like this is fire." Like you had mad presence on there, fucking, and even when he seen the approach that you took with it, like he could appreciate it even more, especially as just like a fashion hat. You know what I mean? Like he's really into the fucking like doing the knowledge of shit and like actually hearing what you're doing and then hearing your story during the process of recording that song. I got up on a lot of knowledge. I didn't know a lot of the things in terms of like the circuit for really grinding to find that like the staple pieces at reasonable prices in the city, you know what I mean?
No, trust me. There's been, as of late, it's kind of died down, but it's still there, you know, and there's still pieces that people charge an arm and a leg for and whatnot. And, you know, there's a lot of amateurs who have a 1-2 real piece and have a few fake pieces. And that's why well, in the verse, the first verse I mentioned, what did I say? It's like, let me drop a little jewel for what it's worth. You see the stitch on the tag match the color of the shirt. And that means, you know, the stitch that the tag of the polo stitch is on, it should match the color of the shirt. And if it's like anything, if it's silver, it looks like fish wire, then you got a fake piece. You know what I mean? So
Basuda.
yeah. And you know, I drop another little jewel for about Issei Miyake and stuff, but you can check out the song and peep that one. Yeah.
Okay. I think my favorite song would probably be, and crazy, because originally my favorite song was Something to Cry About. Because, Lord, hearing that phrase when I was younger was definitely like, ugh. Know what I mean? That's a part of that's some real brow autopsy right there. So like that resonated a lot, and then over time, I think the joint I find myself playing the most is probably called the action.
Call to action. Yeah. No, that joint is super fire, yo. The hook, just like if you ask me, I think the hook is electric. You know what I mean? It's like it's one of those things where it took me probably like 2 minutes to write down the shit. You know what I mean? Now that was fun. Did the verse, did the hook, sent it off to you and shit. You're like, I remember you saying, oh, I think this needs another verse. Like, either you should cook one up or we should find someone. And then it's funny, oddly enough, I did cook up another verse to that. But like, while I was writing the verse and shit, how I write the verse, like, I'll like write up to the point, like I'll reverse the beat up to the point where I write to, right? So I didn't hear that the beat like, ended before 16 until like I got to that part. And then I'm like, oh man, I don't think, like I wanted to spit a 16. I don't want to ask them to like, extend the beat and whatnot. So I'm just like, all right, let me just send it back. Then you said you'd lay a verse and then you laid that and you made it work. You fit it perfectly and whatnot. So sent it back to me. I heard it. I'm like, yo, plus the mix you put on it, crispy as shit. So, I think that might be my third favorite. I'm not gonna front. It's gonna be Low Sport, Something to Cry About, and Call to Action.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your favorite beat on the project?
My favorite beat on the project is Low Sport, but the beat I was most excited to spit on, was most enthusiastic about personally, was Something to Cry About and shit. Because I think that's the first thing I recorded, and and I was just like, it's one of those things. It was kind of the thing the feeling I got when I got the first beat from Celine and shit, and Mega and stuff. Yeah. And I was just like, just hyped. I was just like, yo, let me fucking bless this as best as I can and shit. Yeah. So I'm like, yo, I tried to be different. I'm like, look how pale in comparison. Could have caught him on a rainy night in the garrison. I was just like, I thought of that first. I'm like, yeah, this is it. I'm gonna go in. Yeah.
Fire.
What about you? What's your favorite beat on the album? Or what's your favorite verse on the album?
That's a good question. Favorite verse? It might be. Damn, honestly, it has to go to Low Sport. Yeah. Low Sport's winning a lot of awards today. Fucking, I think how you broke everything down, the clarity of it, and the fact that, and this is a novelty, especially right now, the fact that you had a second verse and your second verse not only exceeds the bar of the first, but propels the song forward and actually moves it forward. I think Low Sport is a really, really well-written track. That's why I had to make the hook come back twice. Filter that bitch out, let it have its moment, because you have to like really understand the why for the what that's in the verse. And I really appreciated just like how detailed and descriptive you were when it came to like describing your personal experiences with that shit. So that shit was fire. And kind of like only this much behind would probably be Potholes.
Potholes? Oh yeah. Okay.
Potholes, I feel like, is a really dope, triumphant beginning. And the energy for that song definitely, like, it resonates and sets a standard throughout the whole project. I feel like if there were any obstacles or roadblocks, mans didn't even like take them in while we were clearing them. But in terms of beat though, my favorite beat on the project is definitely Moment of Silence.
Moment of silence, yeah.
Moment of Silence for me is a beat that like
Fun as fuck making that too. That was like,
so much fun.
I was like, I remember. Sorry to cut you off, but I remember like trying to like coming with a bar and shit, and I came with a bar, a couple bars, and you came with a bar, and then like I tried the next one after I heard yours, and then I kind of told you what I was going with, and then you like already had finished your next bar. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta fucking write my shit quicker. But no, that was fun. I enjoyed making that shit.
Yeah. Honestly, this year for me has been the year of trading verses. I feel like I've done that the most this year. And like,
Funny, cause that's like a first for me in a long ass time. I'm not gonna front.
right? I think in order to have like real cohesiveness on a track, especially when you're pairing shit off like that, you have to work with the energy that's in the room.
Yeah.
And I feel like every single time I've been able to do that this year, it's been a unique moment because I'm bouncing ideas off of an artist that already has so much presence. You have to actually match where people are at. Yeah. So whenever you're like showing me concepts and different things, you would show me where you were at and I'd already be halfway in implementing it because it's synergy. Yeah. Like you pivot, all right, we're fucking pivoting. Yeah. If you're like, okay,
I'm going in for layup.
then going for the fucking layup, man.
For the dunk.
Straight up.
So yo, I got a question. What's your favorite feature on the project?
Switch.
Switch?
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, that verse at the end of H&M, which honestly, H&M is a contender for my favorite production, only because of where the sample does come from. Oh my God. But yeah, Switch's verse on there. Like, again, it's very, I feel like it's very important to display these moments and like catching Switch in that element. Perfect. We need more of that. Yeah. So like, that was definitely like one of my favorites. And honestly, another one that really grew on me, Nyiam. Yeah. Cause it was crazy. While I was mixing Nyiam's verse, at the same time, I went to Eric's because I was going to get a joint done for Riel on her project. So after we were done our shit, I was like, yo, do you have any mixing tips I can use for Nyiam so I can get his voice to a point where I need it to be? He showed me the joints. I'm like, oh shit. Like, this is like his whole style. Yeah. And like, it definitely was interesting seeing that, hearing that, and then being able to translate that to the final track. Because that song in itself, I feel like you guys both have really interesting perspectives and how they bounce off of each other. Yeah. I like how the song is written overall.
Yeah. Man, I have to agree with you. I hollered at Nyiam for another joint for a project like a few years back. You know, he came through and he definitely met me where I was at with the bars and shit. And it was just like, it was one of those things where it's like, yo, I can call on this dude and he can like, you know, he be there like with the fucking, you know, the content and the talent and shit and the fucking, you know, the wit with the verse and shit to like, you know, compliment me and same ways, you know, fucking with this joint, Satisfactory, like he pulled up to the crib, the man lives deep, you know what I mean, lives deep. I gotta commend him for that, gotta hell him up for that, but he pulled up to the crib and fucking, he like laid his verse in like, I think maybe 2 takes or some shit. And fucking, you know, yeah, from top to bottom, his shit was like, you know, I was not worried. And I was never worried when I hollered at him because he came through correct, like, you know, came through on time and shit. Yep. But no, yeah, I have to give it up to my man Nyiam with the verse and shit.
Hey, hold on, nigga.
Yeah, come around.
Yeah, show the people who you is, man.
Man,
Going crazy. Fucking, honestly, what I really liked overall about this project, it felt like a statement. I think in terms of the overall makeup of it, there's some dope moments. You show progression, but not only just that, I think you do a good job at giving people like something more to look forward to for the next few joints. Yeah. And I'm so excited for them to get everything that you got planned. Fucking, I guess my last question would be, what are your next steps? What do you hope for this project?
what do I hope for this project? Shit, well, this project, I just hope it, sees a mass of people that fucking, I don't know, it's a project where I feel like if you listen to it, you'll be able to gravitate to it. You know what I mean? There's a lot of lack of better word, beats and shit, and like, content matter that really like speaks. I think that speaks to a lot of people because it's eternal reflection. You know what I mean? It's like, it's not just like some fly by night type shit. So yeah, it's kind of the same thing with like all my projects with the whole series. I wanted to touch the people that it's gonna touch. You know what I mean? And yeah, just plans for the next is to close this shit out and, get ready for Sports Illustrated for next year. And, let it be that. You know what I mean? What about yourself? What do you think? Where do you see this project going? What do you think of this project? And what are your plans for going on in the future?
Well, sky's the limit. Not even. And in my opinion, I think, well, for one, it's a dope introduction, especially to, well, if we haven't announced it already, got the homie on Ghost Town Records, you know what I mean? So I think what it does is open the door for everything else moving forward. I think the next one is also a GTR project, no?
Yeah, GTR.
Got cold fingers.
Got a pack from them this morning and shit. I'm about to get busy tomorrow. You know what I mean? I got a few hours in the day that I'm gonna allocate to the joint. I'm sure he's got some fucking fire in that pack. So yeah, I'm about to crush that. I'm trying to crush that project. What is it? The 13th today or the 12th today?
Still got time.
Yo, it's gonna be done. It's gonna be done in the next fucking 5-6 days. Like, you know what I mean? Cold Fingers is one of them niggas, man. It's one of them dudes and shit. So, yeah.
So, I guess yeah, just making sure that all GTR families taken care of, and honestly, we're gonna move this shit. I got the website, so you can actually check it out on ghosttownrecords.ca. We got the link to stream, and yeah, we're probably gonna have some more things just to offer y'all, so you guys can consume the content. You know what I mean? Hear what we think, and we want to hear what y'all think. So definitely comment. Let us know your favorite beat. Let us know your favorite track on there. My name is Ghostboyrj.
Sport Mathews.
GTR forever.
You're not giving.
Part 9, nigga!